Well, now that the inverter is installed and rewired the electrical panel to isolate the inverter bus, I have to redo this. I've been instructed that that's crooked. But there's the monitor, battery monitor for the new inverter. I split out the AC shore power outlets and loads and the inverter power loads. I've got two more panels I need to put in, an AC and a DC for the additional loads for the AC and heat units. And for, let's see, there's another DC load. We're going to put in a pump for the to wash the anchor chain off with up front. And something else. I can't remember what the other one is. But anyway, those are going to go somewhere. I'm hoping that I can get them in here. And there is the rewiring. That's what it looks like without the 45 amp charger, battery charger that we removed. Here's the old inverter, 600 watt inverter. That's going to come out. Solar panel controller, that will stay in, and the wires coming out of there stay in, going to the batteries. Working on boats, you know how it goes. Judy is putting some sealer and stain on the woodwork out on the aft deck. Those are in desperate need of, you know, some tender loving care. Judy's supplying that. And I did the beautiful task of hanging curtains in the aft cabin port lights and drilled holes completely through the cabin. So I'm going to be patching those with some Marine Tex. So we have upgrades and we have repairs, self-inflicted repairs. I did have something else I wanted to show you. When I was replacing the inverter, of course I had to upsize the wiring because the wiring was too small. The 45 amp charger, this charger is 105 amps, and also the inverter's 4,000 watt instead of 600 watts, so the power from the DC batteries to the inverter are 4 now instead of number 2. This is one of the battery cables that I took off, and when I went to pull this off, this slipped completely out. No resistance whatsoever. So I think this was using one of those compression lugs that you use a hammer, sledge, and you put this on and you bang on it a few times, and it's supposed to crimp on the wire. Well, the wire was too short, just barely went to the crimp. It's supposed to go all the way in and bottom out, so this crimp will be somewhere in the middle of that, but wasn't stripped back far enough. Didn't have any real connectivity that I could tell. So I think basically we were running on one battery for the last 10 months, and but you know, it held up. So now we've got these the new ones are hydraulically crimped professionally over at the Commencement Bay Marine Services. So that's done right. here at the Tacoma, I think it's the Maritime Festival, and they have the museums open, so you can go in and see those at no cost, and they also have all kinds of vendors out here selling their wares. A lot of people have used equipment and things that they're trying to get rid of, so those are for sale. And so we're out here at the public dock, where they have quite a few boats lined up here available for tours. So we're going to go down there and take a look at what's going on.
Just to look at some of this stuff here inside the museum. There we go. Face painting and everything. This is the dinghy we need. The Cook's Pleasure built boat, 6-foot dinghy. Cool. Yeah, little bitty bathtub. Just vendors and vendors. Love this little inflatable Nordic boat. Look at that. Kids got to have something.
There's the Sea Scouts.
Operation Red Dot.
Yeah, Judy and I rode motorcycles and went to a lot of these events over the years. Looks very familiar.
Sounds very familiar.
Sounds very familiar. We're gonna go and rock the dock. Look at there. There's a nice old boat over there.
So brunch at the festival. Yummy stuff. Of course, midday. Have a little of that. There's Jim enjoying his. Rick doing the same thing.
Life is good.
Life is good. Life is good.
I want to show you the changing of the tide here. This is very interesting. Not seen this before since we've been here, so it'll be good to watch. I want you to see it. Tide was going out, and so all the silt from the Puyallup River was heading out into Commencement Bay. And as the tide changed and the water starts coming in, you can definitely see the effect that the incoming tide is having. And this will wash all the way up to the end of the Foss Harbor Marina. Pretty interesting, isn't it? It's not unusual. Happens all the time. But to be here and be able to see it while it's happening is a pretty interesting thing. Anyway, thought you'd find that interesting. Look how fast that current moves up in here. Well, and the wind's coming from that direction also, so You get the tide and the wind blowing it up this way. Moving pretty quick. How tiny is that? 16-foot long, a beam of 34 inches.
34-inch beam.
I know.
Come on.
I couldn't even get my ass in there. There's your little pack, Sonny. Your exploration pack.
My what?
Exploration pack. For a young visitor like you. You'd have to get the Admiral since you're over 5.
Yeah. Since I'm over 6. Show me how the rail yard works. Oh, these are those secret boxes.
Little towel hanger.
Here's your hourglass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Towel
look
rack.
there. Those wouldn't be bad if there was mermaid and whatever, but.
Oh, cool!
Oh, of course.
Look at that.
Isn't that fun?
For the dragonfly boat.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we've got 9, 10, and 10 is 20.
Handmade.
Okay.
Yeah, I take different types of glass and melt them together and create the different patterns.
Cool.
Jolly Roger.
Jolly Roger.
Why is it we always come to these things at low tide?
And the Lady Hawk, that's what it's called.
From Squim.
Yeah.
You're looking for Joe. He's here in
Here's Joe.
Tacoma.
From Gig Harbor. Here's
Yeah.
Joe. 58 feet, 1960.
Not necessarily me. I know.
Mast steps so far up and that's it. Look at some of the rope work.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? You've already seen it, huh? What'd you think? It's pretty cool? Yeah? Good. It's nice of them to bring this over so we could look at it, huh? Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Did they feed you while you were here?
You had a bag there. You got food in there. You got fed, or that's kind of cool.
Probably not.
That's just a forward cabin. My son actually.
A piano and all.
It tells you who's aboard and who's not aboard. If anybody's in the kayak or the small boat.
Another Boy Scout boat.
Yeah, this is another Sea Scouts. Sea Scouts.
Sea Scouts, yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead, go.
How are you today?
What is the beam? The beam of the ship is 14. And the length is 58.
There's your watches.
Four bunks.
Like you can sleep 4 in here.
Tight getting four. Oh, look at there. Exit. Exit.
Newport News, Virginia.
You want to know something? We've been to Alaska on friends 40-some boat, and in the open sea and stuff. The roughest waters we have ever been on are, so take your motion sick pills.
Oh, okay.
And he ran it for quite some time. Yeah. He was part of the Sea Scouts. I think he's been in the mountains and the Sea Scouts. Well, he wanted for 3 months, so he brought the boat for
It's a good time too.
And that one's for sale. I think we'll go on the good times too. What do you think?
Well, it looks like it's fixing to leave to go on a cruise. I think that's what you got to sign up for. There's a registration and stuff to get on
So
here.
you just want to go up now? We're done here.
Yep, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, nobody else in front.
Okay.